Hello and welcome to Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines.
2023,
Court strikes out APM suit against Shatima Tinubu. Minister of Interior Tunjojo says passport backlogs to be cleared in 2 weeks plus. China bans government officials from using Apple iPhones at work. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. We begin from the presidential election petition, where a court has dismissed the suit of the Allied People's Movement APM seeking to nullify President Bola Tinubu's election. The court, in its ruling delivered in Abuja on Wednesday, dismissed the petition for lacking a merit and being incompetent. The chairman of the panel, Justice Haruna Samani, who read the judgment, held that issues the APM raised in its petition contain pre-election matters that could only be determined by the Federal High Court. The court further upheld the preliminary objections of respondents who challenged the competence of the suit. The tribunal also dismissed the APM petition against the Independent National Electoral Commission and 4 others. Listed as first to fifth respondents are ANIC, All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, Kashim Shatima and Kabiru Masari. The tribunal ruled on each of the arguments put forward by APM. Samani said the petitioners failed to prove their argument and the petition was void of merit. The judge also upheld preliminary objections raised by all the respondents to challenge the competence of the petition. Meanwhile, the Presidential Election Tribunal's PEPT has declared the APC's petition challenging Peter Obi's membership of the Labour Party as incompetent. Justice Abba Mohammed said membership in a political party is an internal affair, while highlighting a claim by the respondents that Obi's petition only alleged that there were widespread irregularities without giving the particulars and the polling units. The court ruled that the Labour Party LP's petition of irregularities in the 2023 presidential election was generic. The tribunal holds that in a presidential election held in 1,076 plus states, polling units in 774 local government areas, it would be improper not to specify where there were irregularities. In the meantime, the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal said it rejected 10 out of 13 witnesses presented by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Justice Haruna Samani, who took over to deliver judgment on the substantive petition filed by Peter Obi and Labour Party, said this today. Samani said Obi called 13 witnesses who testified as PW1 to PW13, noting that of the 13 witnesses, only 3 witnesses whose statements are on oath were filed along with the petition. The remaining 10 witnesses, the justice said, were subpoenaed, and their witness statements on oath were only filed after the hearing started. Samani held that by virtue of Section 285 of the Nigerian Constitution, Section 137, subsection 7 of the Electoral Act 2022, and other provisions, every witness statement on oath must be filed along with the petition. He said that based on the Supreme Court authority, once the 21-day window for filing an election petition elapses, the content of the petition cannot be amended. The justice stated further that no additional statement on oath can be filed after the close of the specified window, since the respondents would not have the opportunity to respond. Away from that, the Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunjojo has said that clearing all passport backlogs should not take more than 2 weeks, noting that there is no excuse for passport delay in Nigeria. Tunjojo, Home Affairs known in a live broadcast, said the scarcity and delay around fresh passport issuance and renewal fueled corruption in the sector. The minister stressed that owning the green passport is a right of every Nigerian and not a privilege. According to him, it is not excusable for any Nigerian to be treated with disrespect because of passport application. Meanwhile, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has disclosed that the construction of the second runway at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, will be completed within the next 12 months. Speaking during a tour at the Abuja airport, the minister said the government had started the payment of compensation to communities affected by the second runway project. Keyamo also stressed that the controversial National Carrier Nigeria Air project remains suspended, noting that he would not overlook any potential red flags associated with it. According to the minister, the Nigeria Air project will not commence until all documents signed before, during, and after the alleged launch of the project are thoroughly scrutinized. In a separate development, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has said that it has presented employment letters to families of 7 personnel killed by bandits in Kaduna State. The NSCDC commandant in Kaduna State, Idris Adda, while presenting the employment letter, said the gesture was in fulfillment of the promise made by the Commandant General Ahmed Audi to the families of the deceased. Adda therefore charged the beneficiaries to do their best and represent their families with honor and dignity. Recall that on January 23, 2023, bandits ambushed and killed 7 members of the NSCDC Kaduna Command while on duty in the Baranengwari local government area of the state. In the meantime, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has uncovered a fake fertilizer syndicate in Jos Plateau State. The Corps also arrested 5 persons in connection with the diversion of ammonium sulfate used for the fake fertilizer and sold to unsuspecting farmers at 25,900 naira per bag. The Director of Public Relations NSCDC, National Headquarters Afolabi Babawale, disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja. Babawale said the arrest was met by the Special Intelligence Court of the Commandant General of the NSCDC, noting that the arrest came on the heels of concerns of sabotage in the fertilizer chain of distribution by notorious individuals bent on thwarting efforts of the federal government to reach local farmers with farm inputs in the state. In another development, as part of efforts to reposition the Nigeria Customs Service (NCS) for greater operational efficiency, the Acting Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adeniyi, has approved the redeployment of controllers at various commands across the country. A statement signed by the National Public Relations Officer, Abdullahi Mayawada, explained that the redeployment of the customs controllers was in response to the statutory requirement of some management members of the service. The statement noted that some of the controllers affected by the redeployment included Controller Jayabo Jide from Oyo and Osun Area Command to Apapa Area Command, Controller Dera Nadi from Seme to Tin Khan Island Port, Controller Timi Bomadi from KLT to Seme, Controller Ahmed Abe from PCA Zone C to Kaduna Area Command, and Controller Babandede Mohammed from Lily Pond Expert Command to Lagos Free Trade Zone Command. Away from that, the Abia government has denied a report on the sack of 10,000 civil servants in the state, describing